So that's what we're going to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my leader. Quickly, before the mic will be passed back to the moderator, we quickly want us to quickly welcome Elder Pereke. Please, Elder, can you unmute yourself, sir? Can you unmute yourself, my elder? Can you hear me? Elder, can you hear me? Okay, let me quickly go back to my moderators. Please bring in other people.
I would like to bring in the next speaker. I believe Mr. Julius. Mr. Julius, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Thank you very much.
Greetings. Hello. Greetings all over the world. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
We can hear you. You can ask your question.
Greetings all over the world.
Aspect, please. Julius, please. I would like you to make it very, clear, so that our leader will know where to handle your question. What are the guarantee of the safety of the Biafrans? In which aspect?
Hello, what I'm asking, if the Biafran comes, the safety of the people is what I'm asking for, because for now, the Northerners, it's like they are taking over everywhere. Then when people have that interest of, say, this thing will come, what is their guarantee?
Of course, our leader is here to answer your question. I believe he heard you well and clear. Najita, please put our leader on the screen.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, my leader, according to the question of Elder Julius Chukuyem, he was asking that what will be the safety, or should I say, what is the assurance for Biafra safety? Because right now, the Fulani have that what is our safety as we speak?
Is he having doubts that Biafra may not come as a result of the
And the fear was that some people are still afraid that maybe Biafra is not going to make it, or that is exactly what this Royal Majesty is saying. And in his question, he also asked, they want the presence of the representative of IPOB to come to his kingdom, that they have strong and agile youth, both men and women, who are ready to die for the freedom of their people.
Then you speak to, I'm sure His Royal Majesty is listening to me. Pass the details of His Royal Majesty to my secretary, and we'll make such arrangements. I don't want anybody to have any doubt. The reason why Biafra is not here is because we are not united. If Ibibio, Efik, everybody from Ogoja all the way to Kalabari, we have to be together. How can Fulani stop us? We are the ones holding ourselves. We are the ones stopping ourselves from becoming free. Once we are united, they can't do anything. But we start this process, somebody goes, collects money from the back, goes behind the village, gets a slap for them, goes to newspaper and starts to talk anyhow. And then the whole thing collapses. If we are united, nobody can stop. Nobody can. We don't even need to wait for up to 4 weeks. Can you imagine if we're all united from Igodomi all the way to Bakassi? Who will stop us? Who is the person that will stop us? No force on earth. So we are the ones holding ourselves. And Biafra is going to come. And I'm going to send people high-level emissary to His Royal Majesty so that we can take it on from there. That Biafra is coming. It doesn't matter what we do. God has ordained it and it is coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my leader. Thank you very much. I think I should quickly pass that co-moderators. If you put the mic
Imiate Asawo for taking that question from His Royal Highness. I'd like to call on Mr. Tenny to give his own question so we can get this along, because there are other grassroots questions that we need to ask. So Mr. Tenny, can you unmute yourself and ask your own question? Thank you very much.
Sorry, I think Mr. Tenny just left. The network from the Zoom is very disturbing. So
as we all know that.
They are complaining. Some cannot even log into the app. So it is, and this very app is a very simple one whereby it won't disturb concerning network. So I believe the network is very disturbing. So I would rather say let us go to Comrade Onyedike. Please let Comrade Onyedike take the mic before the other people comes in.
Okay, Comrade Oyedeke, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Thank you very much, sir. Asawa, if Mr. Ogunda is not with us, we can move our head to the grass.
You can write the question. You can write the question as a text.
Yes, or you can write down the question in a private chat and we can get this out. I would like to take the next question. This is, I believe, is from the Ikwere part. They said, will Ikwere and Anioma be part of the Ala Igbo nation if in Biafra, or will they be their own separate states? My leader, so yeah, this is to you. Will Ikwere and Anioma be part of the Ala Igbo nation in Biafra, or will they be their own separate states? Imiete Soye.
It is something that they right now they'll be separate, and then it's for their legislature to decide what they do after that. The people will decide if they want to be part of the wider Igbo family, Igbo nation, or if they want to be alone. But what I find anyway, we have crossed that. The referendum will be done on the basis of Anioma. We will treat Anioma as a separate entity. We call it the same thing. Then they decide for themselves what they want to do. We don't want to have anybody accuse anybody of physically, inducting them into something they're not aware of. Because Biafra is going to be a land of democracy. We are going to ask Equatorial people, do you want to be part? Do you want to be on your own? Do you want to be part of Igbo nation? Yes or no? Simple. And Yoma the same thing, yes or no? And then the majority will carry the vote. What do I want? I want all Igbo people to be together. All Ijaw people to be together. In fact, I want Efik and Ibibia, because they're the same people, to be one. I will prefer a situation whereby Igede and the Idoma are one. If they want to be separate, fine. If they want to be one, fine. Nobody is forcing anybody. But for the purposes of our referendum, and Yama will be treated as a separate entity. So also will Ikwere. Then they decide where they want to go. If they want to be a separate nation, wonderful. They want to be part of the Igbo nation, also wonderful.
So one more question before I bring in our brother Tenny. This is also from the grassroots. It's about our choice, or rather, can I say the choice for using Ejema as the currency. So the grassroots, they are curious as to why Ejema as the currency for Biafra.
Ejema is the currency because that was the currency of Biafra, used everywhere. If you go to, I think it's either Akwa Ibom or Cross River, Akwa Ibom, if you go to the logo of Akwa Ibom State, you will see Ejema there. So it was used widely. It's not an Igbo currency. It is a Biafran currency. And as I've said before, and I'll have this debate with anybody, anywhere, any day, everybody in the current East and their so-called Midwest are all Igbo people. I can prove it to you with facts and figures. The thing is that the Fulanis did a lot of work on us. I don't know, it was started by the British. And because the Igbo people never wanted any conquest of anywhere. The reason why Yoruba is one was because the people of Oyo left Oyo and conquered the Jebu people, conquered Alajes that made them speak one language on Yoruba. In the north, the Hausas conquered other people to make them speak Hausa language. The reason why we're having this debate in the East is because the Igbo people never actually conquered anybody. And I find it quite funny that those that went on conquest and conquered other people are saying to people who did not conquer anybody that they are the ones who are domineering. It's just like that bombing or when bandits are in Zamfara. It's exactly the same thing. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Ejema was used across the entire East because we are one people. The people you have today in Ezon, in Ejoland, people that came from Arochukwu. Everybody is the same. And I keep saying to people, why don't we read? Why don't we just go to the library and Google something and start reading a book? Go and read a book. When the white man came, a white man could not distinguish between an Igbo man and an Ibibio man. Could not distinguish between an Igbo man and somebody from Anang. If you go to Google now, you write in Ibibio, the first two things you will say is Igbo, related to Igbo. You put in a job in Google now, do it. It's a simple experiment. The next thing you will say, a job related to Igbo. Yet we keep having this debate because the Fulanis have conditioned us to hate ourselves. And that is why we are all suffering. And it must come to an end. Thank you.
Sorry for that brilliant answer. I would like to bring in Mr. Tenny. Mr. Tenny, please, can you come in and ask your question? You've got 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
Okay. From Mazi K1, our great leader, I'm very happy to be in this forum. I'm from Okwani in Delta State. My name is Onya Ogochukwu. I'm from a native of Ashaka and Abe combined together in the same Okwani and Ndukwa.
Can you ask your question?
Yes. But before I go straight, because I have to introduce myself because my question goes by my clan. Because we the Okwani people, I'm a coordinator here in France. We, the Okwani people, I used to speak to many of my people there, many of the union. Why are you people not supporting the Biafran struggle? I know we have a lot of people, but we still need a lot of the grassroots. They always tell me one thing, that in Biafran map, we don't have Okwane as a class or as a state or anything there. All what they have is Agbo, and they have a and we don't have anything Okwane. So how can we leave Nigeria and go to Biafra where our identity will be lost? I tell them that no, with Biafra we can still represent our own nationality, which is Okwane people. Now they turn it to Kwale, but we are Okwane. That is my question, our supreme leader.
Thank you, Mr. Teddy. I'm sure our leader will answer your question in a moment.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, I said that Okwan is just like somebody saying that Ungwa is a nation. This is a clan. Okwan is a clan. The maps you are seeing are the maps of provincial district headquarters, like Asaba, like Harbour. Even if you're flying on it's a good thing you're in France. Even if you're flying on a jet plane, and you see the map come up on the screen, they only put the names of places they feel that people know that are very prominent, say administrative headquarters, where people are used to. It doesn't disregard any other place. Ukwan is a clan. It is not a nation. And in this new Biafra, as I said before, everybody has a representation. Are people having fun in Nigeria? Why would even anybody, I would say, give me anything else apart from Nigeria, if I'm a human being. Why would even anybody come, Fulani and your villages killing you, massacring you, taking your land, and you're still even contemplating if you are to leave that hopeless zoo or not? I find it shocking. Our people, they astonish me sometimes. Go and tell Ukwane people, not Kwale, not Ibusa. It is Igbo Binozo, Igbo Binozo, Igbo Uzo, Igbo Binozo, Ukwane, Ukuane, not Kwale, all Igbo. I don't know. We are the only people that hate ourselves, and I don't know what is wrong with us. I have no idea. I don't know who did this thing. I don't know the type of concoction Fulani mixed up and gave to us. I don't know. If by separating yourself from your people, how can you survive as a race? How can you survive? I'm asking you. The same thing, the same mistake will be made. Remove yourself from Biafra. When they came for cancer, nobody said anything, and he was killed. Divide and rule. Why must we? It's only us that allow ourselves to be divided by outsiders. Can you from Ukwane go to Fulani and divide them? What is wrong with us? Oh dear me. Please, the next question.
Yeah, we move to the next question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We have Comrade Mabo in the house. Please, I'm going to give him the mic to speak and introduce himself while we wait for our leader. Can you hear me, Comrade Mabo?
I think we move to the next person if it's having with the earpiece. Maybe probably to remove.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Adam, you can go ahead.
Okay, I'm just joining you guys now, but I was waiting for my brother Olajiti to before he said it's 8 o'clock. That was time they are going to start the program. But I was waiting before and later before he now said I should come online. So it is good that I will still be at the queue. Let you guys are discussing before I will contribute whatever thing I have to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, but we're hoping that because this is your spot. So if you've got any question, our leader is right here with us. Any concerns at all, you can ask so that he can answer you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. For me, first of all, my name is Comrade Adam Ogomugomabo. I'm the chairman in Joint Council, IYC Abuja. I think the question I could have asked, let me hear from the discussion and let me also know the topic we are discussing about. That can also prompt me to ask questions because I just come in, I don't know what they are discussing for now. So that's why I said, let me still be on the queue to listen carefully about the discussion before I can contribute and also ask my question. Thank you.
I'm here. Don't go anywhere. Ask your question. I'm here. The line was disturbing. Go ahead.
I believe.
Comrade, my boy, you can go ahead and ask your question. There's no.
Ask your question. I'm here. The line is disturbing a bit. Go ahead.
The question your people are asking the leadership of IPOB, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and as you can see, he's here with us. So please, what are the questions or what are the things you have in mind to ask concerning the resurrection?
Okay, thank you. First of all, I want to commend the people of Biafra for the agitation. And like my brother Onajiti, who always knows about me, that we always say that we are not part of Biafra. And whenever we say we are not part of Biafra, we have a reason. But sometimes, because everybody have right for his or her own opinion based on the reason where you understand to. And I believe, thank God that our brother Nnamdi Kanu is here. The question I want to ask is that this Biafra wish.
You can go ahead.
Okay. So now, you know, we, some people like us, we believe in Ijaw Nation and Niger Delta. And the contradiction there is some are saying they are Biafra, some are saying they are Niger Delta. But when you look at all, we still belong to the same South geopolitical zone and Southeast geopolitical zone and the Southwest geopolitical zone. The question I want to ask my brother is that when you talk about Biafra, and I listened to my brother and our brother also, Asari Dokubo, when issues between them were going on about this Biafra. Because in every agitation, there are leaders. And leaders also cut across from different ethnic nationality. And we also know that we have the Southeast, we have the South-South. We are from the South-South, precisely from Delta State. And Ijaw by tribe. And the question I want to ask is that the Biafra, which is always sound Bia and Fra, this is where some issues come about. Where does this connotation come from? And who are the people behind this Biafra? That is the first question I want to first ask before I ask other question again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You said you're South-South, so you accept the tag of being from South-South and Niger Delta. Two names that have no meaning. There is nowhere in this world, in any geography textbook, where you can see South-South. There is a river called River Nile that runs into the Mediterranean Sea in Alexandria in Egypt. That place is called the Delta region of the Nile. The Mississippi River also has a delta. So what I'm trying to get across to you, my dear brother, is that the name Delta has no meaning. It is only a name answered by people who are not sure of who they are, people who are confused. And his own nation is not a confused nation. If you say his own nation, I will listen to you. If you say Ijo nation, I would listen to you. But that concoction of South or Niger Delta doesn't work with me, because only people who are not sure of who they are will answer Niger Delta or South, because South doesn't exist. It was a mere concoction by Dr. Alex Ekweme, which they agreed to. So why don't you have North? Where is West or East? You and I have more in common than a Fulani man and a Hausa man living in Sokoto. But I give it to you. You want to be alone. You want to divide. I concede. I'm a Democrat. I don't care where people want to stay. But coming to your question, the man that should have answered this question is an Ijo man, Frank Opigo. And when he came up with the name Biafra, people were confused. But God did one thing that was miraculous. Ujupu did not argue with the name. The name came from an Ijo man, which means that Ijo wants Biafra more than anybody else. But I'll tell you where the name comes from, and I'll give you 3 names. And I want you to bear one thing in mind. I'm from a place called Afara. Afara. If you put B-I in front of it, which means come, it comes by Afara. Afara means the land of the people who we are joined together. If you go through your history books from the beginning, I restarted, I went back to the beginning. I don't start from the middle. Well, we are called Biafra, denoting our march through the Afar region of Ethiopia for the final wave that came. Those that settled around a place called Ethiop River. That's how the name came about. You have Ethiop River, even in Delta State. The deepest river in West Africa is the Nile of Africa. Our name was forced to be. People still talk about Portuguese. I said they don't know what I'm talking about. Biafra, and they shortened to Biafra. All the maps have all these names. And this Biafra used to be a kingdom under God, Almighty in heaven, not by man, by God in heaven. And when I was preaching this afternoon, I said to you people, there are some things about Biafra that people don't know. The white man knows about you more than you know yourself. That is why the white man doesn't want Biafra to come. It means come and join. Biafra means come and join. That is our name, not given to us by the Portuguese. Because if you look at the history of Biafra, the first name was Biafra. Second name was Biafra. Some called it Biafra, yes. And then lastly, it was Biafra. Go and check it very well. And I will conclude by referring you to the scriptures, the Bible, where it was said that my daughters from across the rivers of Ethiopia will bring gifts to my temple. So says the Lord of hosts. And if you go to the map of, I think it was 1368, it is there. Biafra, the very first map, to recognize our sojourn through the Afar region of Ethiopia. And then the same God that we worship said, you will come from beyond. He did not say inside Ethiopia. They will come from beyond Ethiopia to come to worship God. And that is the land of Biafra. Geographically, politically, spiritually, we know what we're talking about. There's only those who are blind in the spirit who cannot see it. And I've led, no wonder Facebook shut down my old account. You would have go there. It was laid out in black and white so that you can see the journey is taken. Only Ijo people we are educated enough to know what our name was. Ijo, the same place you come from. If your ancestors, your forefathers, they are telling you you're from Biafra, who are you to say you're from Niger Delta? What is your proof? And I've already proven to you that Niger Delta, my dear brother, has no name. Niger means nigger, black, awful, absurd, ridiculous. In French, it's called Niger. In Latin, it's called nigger. You're telling me you're from Niger Delta. That is very shameful indeed. But I'm sure, and I do hope, that you will go back and do your research and come up with a far more credible name. And I repeat, again and again and again, Ijo nation came from Arochukwu. Ask Uncle Briggs. Ask Asari Dokubo. Ask them. Asari Dokubo, do you have Arochukwu blood inside you or not? Uncle Briggs, do you have Arochukwu blood in you or not? And I'll go a little bit further. People don't know history because Fulani came and confused all of us, beaten before them. There is a place called Omuadaolu in Ikwere land. Omuadaolu. The only place where a land is named after a woman. Land in Igbo nomenclature can never be named after a woman. Do you know why they were called Omuadaolu? She was the only survivor when they stopped slave trade. She founded that very community. Now you understand, we have our history, we have all the facts intact. It's only that people don't want to learn because of what the same way that Fulani deceived the Yoruba people is what some of you are falling for today. Fulani have been deceiving you from time you don't want to learn. They deceive you, you don't want to learn. Now they have brought Janjaweed to your village. For your information. These are the things that people do not understand about our history, who we are. We are one people. I said one people, not two, not three, not four. One. And all the days of my life I will preach why I am related to you by blood, not by religion, not by conquest. I said by blood, by DNA. And that's what we're fighting for. Not fighting for it so that we can be one monolithic Biafra. No. You be on your own, I'll be on my own. As Lot and Abraham did. Be on your own, I'll be on my own. But I'm telling you that together we can stop the Fulani from coming to take our land. Divided, they can do whatever they like. That is why Ogoni hasn't been cleaned up. That is why they can kill cancer and get away with it. Because we are divided. The sooner we reason, the better for all of us. Thank you very much, my dear brother.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, my leader. Okay, I think Comrade Dudu, you want to take the mic, please? Kindly do.
yeah, I was thinking with the brother Ugomugo, if I'm right, sorry if I didn't pronounce it very well. I thought he has two questions, so I thought maybe he should finish the second one if I'm right. Thank you very much. Unmute yourself.
It's unmute.
Comrade Mabo, please unmute. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I want to thank our brother Nnamdi Kanu. The last statement he made that so pleased my heart is that he said, everybody will be on their own. And I love that statement. And if everybody will be on their own, if some persons observe this Biafra struggle as specifically as an Igbo struggle, let me say to you guys. Some people view it as an Igbo struggle. Most especially because he said the name was first connected by Ijoman. The Biafra name was first connected by Ijoman based on what he stated there. Now, if our brother can say that everybody can stay on a own, can we fight a struggle through abusing one another, through accusing one another, without having a roundtable discussion? That is my second question.
And it's a very good question. We can have a struggle. The answer to your question is that we can have a struggle without the rancor, without the abuse, without fighting, and with a round table. And I'm going to tell this very forum today here. I don't know how many people are watching all over the world. What I've never said before. The person who was prominent from the coastal region of Biafra when we're beginning is Asari Dokubo. Ask Asari Dokubo, did I send representation to him before? Did we sit around the table before to discuss this or not? Write it down so you can ask and come back to me. Ask him, did I send people to him? How many times did I send people to him to agree all of these things? Did we agree or not? Who insulted each other first? I want you to write it down. Who insulted each other? Did I go out to insult anybody? If you insult Biafra, I will insult you. If you come out with a half-baked theory about the origin of any clan in Biafra land, I will correct you. If you want to be corrected. I studied Biafra for close to 18 years before coming out. I studied the Igbo race for 15 years. I studied Biafra for 3 years. Full-time course I did. I taught myself. Anywhere the person is coming from, I will tell you where you come from, where you were born, where your ancestors come from. I have all the facts and figures. The thing is that we don't want to accept the truth. Everybody will be on their own, and I will remind you of what I said before, that people don't want to reason or think about it. Any of the other clans in Biafra land, in fact, what is Igbo to start with? So, Igbo people, Igbo, who is Igbo? Let me ask you, sir. Who are the Igbo people? I'm from Omaha. If somebody from Osoka is talking, can I understand what he or she is saying? If I speak, can they understand me? People don't know. The people come out with things they don't know. They know little or nothing. And when you want to educate them, they don't want to be educated. And you ask them to bring out the facts you have, and you see they're very shallow and meaningless. The fact that you speak a different language or dialect doesn't mean we are not the same people. I'm asking you, why, if we are not the same people, why do we have you run with the argument of Niger Delta and South South? That means that Akwa Ibom is part of South South, yes? And Akwa Ibom is part of Niger Delta, isn't it? Yes, we agree. That's what the zoo tells us. But in Ijo land, do you have a Konko in Ijo? Do you have a in Ijo? Do you have Ekan in Ijo? Is there any language of Ibibio or Efik that you speak in Ijo land? I want to prove to you the foolishness of Nigeria and those who believe in Niger Delta answer. I say it open. If you consider it an insult, then so be it. But I'm giving you facts and figures. Is there any language, is there any word in Ibibio language, in Anang language, in Efik that you can speak in Ijo land? Don't you understand? Are you in the same fraternity? Because Okonko is from Anang. Okonko is in Ibibio. Okonko is in Efik. Okonko is in Abia State. Okonko is in Abreba, is in Arochukwu, is in Omuahia, is in the whole of Bende. Do you have Okonko in Ijo? Then how can it be in South South? How can it be in Niger Delta? Do you see the foolishness of the reasoning of some people? We are all one people. There will be no rancor, no distress, if not for the, what I call, I don't know what it is. Let me give you an example. My dear brother, in Israel, the same nonsense that is happening to us happened to Israel. You know, that is why when I look at the similarities and comparisons, it's very, very uncanny. You know, when Israel was conquered, was when they divided into two kingdoms. Israel divided after the death of Solomon into the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Southern kingdom is Judea and Benjamin. The northern kingdom are the other tribes. They later changed their name to Samaria. The southern part called themselves Judea. That was when the Hittites, that was when the Babylonians, that was when the Romans came and took them over. Because they were divided. Israel was divided. If you don't learn from that, you will never learn from anything else in your life. If you are divided, the enemies will take you. I have told you before and I will repeat. Did Igbo people conquer anybody in their history? And nobody conquered them. Because an average Igbo man is a Democrat and a Republican. Doesn't believe you can come to his house to tell him what to do. His house is his castle. And let me ask you one other question. There is nothing like Yoruba before. You had Oyo Empire that expanded and swallowed up the Ijebu people, swallowed up the Alaje people and all the rest of them. Don't you know that? Are they one people? They are not. Fulani came and conquered everybody, conquered Hausa, took their language. Today they are trying to push fufu. The Igbo man do the same thing to the Igbo man. Instead, an Igbo man had to borrow the culture of Anang. Igbo man in Bende. Let me not use Igbo. Let me use Bende. Bende man had to go to Anang to learn to borrow his Okonko and Debe to tell you that we are one people. Anybody who is coming to debate us must be educated. You have to go to school many years over before you come. We are not fighting anyone. What I do is born out of love. I've been to Asari, I've been to Ankyo Briggs, I've been to everybody. I was the one that left United Kingdom to tour the whole of Iguacha, begging and asking our people, let us be one. Maybe by then you were in primary school. This was over 20 years ago that I was doing this. Because I know we are one people. The only day I will stop talking about our unity, any day we do a referendum and the judge votes and says, we are not part of this family. If I talk about them again, I will die. Because I want to be able to tell God that these are your children. If I want, I would have taken 5 states before and gone. When I was in prison, they came to me and said, take Igbo states. And I said, no. Not because I want a job, not because I want to be here, no, but I want to ask them, do you want to be here or not? With what is happening in Ogoni, can't it teach people some lesson? Please, we are one people. Until you say otherwise in a referendum. You have a vote in the referendum. One man, one vote. You vote. And then after the whole thing, we count it. If you say you don't want to be part of Biafra, I will say goodbye. Then you will see what Fulani will do to you. By the time they are finished with you, Hausa will be better than you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Ivete Soye for the answer. Asawa Jite, can we move over to our comrades from the house because I believe they have what to tell our
Yeah,
leader.
thank you very much. Please, I think time is not more in our side because we have used our time and we have used more than our time. So I think it is the right time, of course. Of course, I believe our leader we create the space to discuss with all the traditional rulers who have left due to schedule. Who have left the program because we are expecting a lot of them in this very program because most of them actually begged for this program and of course we truly appreciate our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Light of Africa, for giving them the privilege to discuss and of course as we can see he is a man of honor. Of course he is not lording it over anyone. He is just only trying to tell us, or should I say, trying to make us reason as human that we are. Our leader will be catching a flight, which I believe we have to let him go. Please, comrade, we use this opportunity to introduce to you my leader, the co-convener of this very program, the likes of Idudu of Yemuno, the likes of my sister Tamuno Toye, the likes of Ogenemaro Olisa Donald, and Efewanogo Fetugala, and including our mother, Madam Erewa, and some of our prominent Isoko leaders who do not have the opportunity to partake in this very program tonight. And of course, the traditional rulers have also said they would like to have a more private meeting with you, sir. So this is just to show their solidarity with you, my leader, to show to you that, of course, no one can speak for them, either those who have come before them, either those who are still parading themselves are the speaker of the people, that they have now stood up to speak for themselves and they are ready to bring out the children, the sons and daughters the able sons and daughters of every clan, or should I say, every ethnicity in the riverine area, to make sure that we be a partaker of this very great mission to restore the land that truly belongs to us, because they have also understand and agree that, of course, we are not associating with Biafra, but we are Biafra by birth. So I will quickly use this opportunity to give my comrade the opportunity to say thank you to you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Idudu, please take the mic for a minute while it goes round like that.
Yeah, okay. Once again, my name is Idudu Muno, an Isoko Biafran. I want to use the opportunity to say thank you to our leader. We have really, taking a lot of his time, and we thank you for his patience and his dedication to also listening, give us a listening ear. I say thank you, sir. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you very much.
And I thank all of you, each and every one of you for this very unique opportunity given to me to address all of us here today gathered. We are one family, one people. We live apart from each other. We speak different languages and different dialects, but our DNA says that we are one people. Let us go and become free people as one. Then we do to your tents, O Israel. That's what we want to do, because everybody will be on their own. It is the way we are wired, and that is what is going to happen. I thank all of you once again, and continue the good work that all of you are doing. I value it immensely. And we'll be having, should I say, private conversations as time goes on. But from me, from here, with all the love in my heart and the peace of God that I pray upon each and every one of you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Soyi Miete.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My Honorable Secretary, thank you very much, Uchenna Okora. We say thank you. We appreciate you for your time and every other thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
We appreciate every one of you who have been a partaker of this very great mission, or very great gathering. And I believe, of course, our leader is not here, but he's still here with us. I don't know, maybe any of my comrades have one or two things to say.